Welcome in or welcome back. Today we're going to be doing round, I think, 18 we're on, of the which superpowers is spirit gifting slash revealing for you, and what is your superhero name slash moniker, and the colors for your outfit slash costume. Okay. Alright, so some quick updates. So today at the park, it was pretty cool where, like, I counted 8 hawks flying above the park, and they were like swooping down real low. It got a little scary at one point. I was like, oh my god, are they gonna like do something? But then I didn't really like feel like threatened because they're literally around me like all the time. But I've never had that many around me so close before, so that was interesting. And then also, like, a tick crawled on my leg, but it didn't bite me, and then I just, like, took it off. Hopefully I don't have any, like, that crawled up my butt or something. I don't know. But, what else? Then my son, my youngest son, who I was at the park with, since it's a Saturday, there was a lot of kids there, and, you know, he was having fun playing and stuff. And everything was pretty uneventful, except I guess the only thing I would really say is, like, I was going to bring up this one other thing, but you know what, it's really not a big deal, so I'm not going to bring that one up. But he came running over to me holding his arm, and he said that, you know, this kid scratched him, and his arms like had a claw mark, like probably about outside like this long, like on this inner part of his arm here. Okay, can we like over here? Which, you know, that's, you could get somebody like super infected by doing that, especially little kids that don't wash their hands and stuff like that. So anyway, I walked over there, and then as I'm walking over there, this woman says, let's see how you handle this. I'm like, okay, you fucking bitch. You're lucky I don't fucking smack you in the face. Okay. So then, I'm like, you're so cool, Becky. Okay. Anyway, so then he shows me, like, who it is. It's this, like, kid that's, like, severely obese, Hispanic child, which is funny because literally every time we go to this park and we have an issue with a bully, it's a Hispanic child, and I'm not racist or anything like that, but I just find that very strange. I don't understand why so many Hispanic children seem to be bullies and attacking my child all the time. In school, at the park, like, what is this? And it's in this town, too. It's not, like, anytime we go to any other park or anywhere else, it doesn't happen, but it's in this town. I just find that very strange. So I asked the kid, you know, I'm like, did you do this to my son? And he's like, oh, yeah, it was an accident. I accidentally, like, you know, and he sounded like a sweet kid. I really don't know. I just kind of was like, okay, you know, because the first thing I asked my son when it happened was like, are you sure it wasn't an accident? And he said, I don't think so, because, like, he didn't say sorry, and then also he, like, called me Diddy after, and then I was listening, and I heard, like, I saw 2 little kids and another kid, and they were running by the swings as I was, like, going to walk up, and they were calling each other Diddy. And I'm like, why are y'all doing this? Like, that whole Diddy thing is ridiculous, and the parents don't even correct them or anything. It's like, you don't even know what you're talking about, and then you're, like, going and calling people Diddy, and, like, it's just disrespectful all the way around. Because, first of all, a lot of the times when they tell you that somebody, and like a celebrity or whatever, did something, it's fucking bullshit. They're using them as a scapegoat, a front man, or whatever. It's probably not even true. Okay? That's why I thought that whole Party Pete thing with Jeffrey Epstein was so funny. Because because I said no more, God said no more scapegoats, and then all of a sudden, like, Party Pete pops up, and I was like, because I had a feeling after I, like, heard his brother's testimony and stuff, I was like, I just don't really believe that this is true. I feel like he was some kind of front man, a scapegoat, but it just shows, like, it was, like, a test. I feel like it was a test, like, to show, like, how quick people are to pick up their, pitchforks and machetes and go after people. Granted, he could very well be guilty. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, Actually, let's see. Well, should I do that? We got one yes and, or no, that's all ambiguous. One maybe yes and two maybe no's. Yeah, you are in your divine energy. Okay. I just saw Thief of Joy. Yeah, Thief of Joy. So, what can you tell me about J.E. Spirit? Your divine energy came out again. Okay, thank you. Thief of Joy came out again. Oh my god. Alright, I don't know what that means. Guilty or not guilty didn't come up. I think it's just saying that, like, what I'm saying is accurate. So there's somebody being a thief of joy, with all this accusations and persecutions, because it shouldn't be like that. If you listen to my codex thing, the charter that I came up with a co-pilot, and everyone's trying to talk shit about Bill Gates too. I just, from using Copilot, I just don't really sense evil in that, but I don't know what he does behind the scenes or whatever, but from what I can tell, he cares about the environment, and I feel like a lot of these people just get blamed for stuff and shit on. And actually, a lot of these people aren't even real. Like, they're not even real people. They're like faces for the company, and they're like the real person. Nobody even knows who they are. Like, if I was rich like that and own a company, I would not put my face on the company. Like, I'll be honest. Probably not. Yeah, because that's just like throwing yourself to the wolves. That's like with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and Slugworth. There's always going to be a Slugworth. And it's so easy to screw people over the way this society's built up. But yeah, this is the charter thing that I made. Where's the part? Let's see. Where's the part about how people should be justice? You guys can pause this and read it if you didn't see my other video or whatever. Service over self-interest. End of artificial scarcity, because that's bullshit. That's a huge thing with people constantly saying, people making fun of people that are broke and like talking shit about people that are broke and saying they're cursed by God and all this other shit. It's like, okay, nobody should be broke. Nobody. Not even like people you consider to be evil, quote unquote, because half the time those people aren't even guilty and they're just getting blamed and they shouldn't be. But like, that's where justice could be. That's like really what I feel like is the root of all evil, is the income inequality, with not giving everybody a living wage to where they can actually enjoy their life if they so choose. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's insane. It breeds crime. It breeds all kinds of fucked up shit. And it's so obvious. And it's like, okay. So now anytime I see somebody talking shit about someone being broke and talking shit about broke people, that's a red flag for me. I get it. A lot of people find joy in, like, talking shit about, like, you know, these evil practitioners and things like that. Like, I get it, because I get pissed too. Like, that lady at the park today really pissed me off. I don't know who she was. You know, she could be, she's just an actor, an actress, whatever, and just, it's fine. Like, I really don't care. But, like, yeah, I mean, that's different than, like, when you're just reading cards or just talking to someone randomly, and then you just start talking shit about people you don't even know, and, like, circumstances you don't even know about, and, like, things like that. Then it's like, okay. And a lot of people say stuff, and it's like, you're, like, causing more harm than good. And, I mean, the main issue is, like, if they're aware of it and they just keep doing it. Alright, what is this? What's the next one? This one. Justice through restoration, not punishment. Abolition of punitive systems. No torture. There's my Joyzy coming out. No torture. No torture, exploitation, or dehumanizing confinement. Restorative justice circles. Healing, restitution, and reintegration replaces punishment. Advanced rehabilitation technologies. Ethical, voluntary tools support trauma healing and skill development. They could be doing so much for people that are in the prison, like, they're considered, like, you know, threats to society or whatever. They could be doing so much, and all they're doing is egregiously punishing and harming them and experimenting on them. Community service and skill restoration. Individuals contribute to ecological and community projects. Like that right there, you know, like, oh yeah, they have them pick up trash on the side of the road sometimes. They could be doing so much more than that, you know. Everybody should be doing shit like that. Like, well, that's what this whole section is about as well. Community voted action plans. Neighborhoods choose ecological and social initiatives. Like, if you've ever played The Sims 4, you, like, vote on a community action plan, or I think that's what it's called. Basically, like, you choose, like, from a list of things, and you vote on it. One of them's, like, you know, exercise. Like, so you get credits for exercising a certain amount per week or whatever. And then that can go towards your bills. It can go towards just money in general or whatever. Other things are like eco-friendly or energy efficient, like appliances, like upgrading your stuff to make sure it's eco-friendly or whatever. Going trash free, like stuff like that. I don't know. And there's ways for them to monitor all that. They already have 360 fucking cameras that see everything you do all the time. They're already monitoring everything. So okay. Yeah, rewards only, never used for surveillance or punishment. No militarization or exploitative tech at major nodes. Yeah. That'd be great. Okay, so that's that. Alright, so next thing, Spirit wanted me to pull from 4 decks. 2 of them are like kind of the same, but a little different. They're both called Motivations Goals, but there's different stuff, I think. I'm pretty sure they're different. Maybe they're, I don't know, I don't remember. Because, like, I made, you know, I started off making decks with these index cards, and then I cut them in half and made smaller ones when I was first starting to make all these. I just, you know, I don't really remember, and I don't feel like going through all of them to see, but it's fine. All right, so how many for this one? We got, somebody said 3, somebody said 6, somebody said 1. Let's see, who said 3, Spirit? Person who can't wait any longer, so they can wait. Who said 6? Person with lots of stuffed animals. Somebody who doesn't have stuffed animals. Who said 1? A violinist. So that, to me, that's the chick from Umbrella Academy. Number 5? No, number 5 is... No. Fuck, I can't remember. It's literally like my favorite show. Becomes Victor, whatever. If you know, you know, okay? So we're not gonna go with that, because they want to destroy the moon and cause the apocalypse. Although, yeah, that's just what I'm getting from that, okay? We're just gonna do 4, because these options are kind of stupid. Well, no, we like Patience, but, like, you know, I'm pretty sick of fucking Patience at this point. Still being patient, though. Alright, protecting a loved one in reverse. Beating a diagnosis or condition. Avoiding certain death in reverse. Surviving loss in reverse. Okay. Protecting a loved one in reverse. Well, let's finish the spread and then we'll go from there. How many for this? We're just going to do 4. We're just going to do 4. Ruining someone's life in reverse. So, not ruining someone's life? Forcing a big change, upright. Obtaining glory, whatever the cost, in reverse. Want victory over glory is Tree of Life lessons. Becoming the soul of power or authority, and discovering one's true self wanting to come out as well. Alright, what about values? Nationalism. You know, let's put these down here. Stimulation. Individual values. Anarchism. Self-direction. We'll do one more since cultural. Key principles or morals that underpin a cultural group may be based on religion, tradition, philosophy, collective memory, and customs. This is what's coming up with the whole Mexican thing. You know, a reader said today, the tuning fork sky. He was talking about eating out. He was craving Mexican food, and it was like really gross, and then Spirit told him something about like witchcraft or whatever, which I found interesting because like there's definitely and then he was talking about how people put like hexes and curses and stuff, or like to make people like want become addicted to their food, they'll do stuff like that. And then I've been trying to be very precautious about like where I get food from and stuff like that, and I've been asking picking an archangel or one of my dragons or whatever and saying like, please bless and sanctify all the food and drink that we partake in this day. Thank you. If you can, please, thank you, I say. Because I don't like to violate any being's free will, even if it's the archangels is essentially like nodes of God. It's like angles, like it's like your fingers or whatever, or hand in the spirit that like, because it's a way to direct that energy for yourself to connect with your higher self to do stuff here, okay? So Hermes just went off with whatever message that was. Okay. Am I saying that they're not actually like beings, like that have personalities and stuff like that? No, that's not what I'm saying. But that's also a reason why you say please and thank you, and if you can, that kind of thing. Okay. So, because sometimes what you're asking is going to cause more harm than good in a way, because you need to learn a certain lesson, or something needs to happen for a storyline to progress, or something like that. Alright, anyway, so like I had the one day my son asked me to get food from this specific place nearby called the nutrition store, and I felt weird about it. And so I pulled some cards, and a cult card came up. Cults. So, because their food's like very addictive, or it can be, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, so don't go there. But, I found it interesting as well today. This just popped up in my mind. It's kind of like, a little off topic in a way. But as soon as I posted that hawk video, my son got hurt, like, shortly after that. It's like, it signaled to whoever's, like, spying on my social media or whatever, and then they, like, sent their little minions over to, like, attack my kid and try to test me and stuff like that. It's like, if that's the case, if that's what you're doing, you might want to stop, because you're going to regret it very badly. When you come for my children, you usually end up unalived. I'll say that. I've seen it happen. I've literally seen it happen. So we got sanctioned cruelty in the reverse. You may be minimizing cruelty because it is legal or normalized. Systems legalize abuse, ensuring perpetrators are protected and victims erased. Yeah, like there's all these bullies out here and stuff. There's all these bullies out here doing stuff, and then they just get away with it because they like act innocent. Like, oh, it's an accident. Do I really buy that? Do I really believe it was an accident? My first instinct was like, not really. There's also something too with like all these people that are like, they're masquerading as children and stuff. Like there's shapeshifters, there's people that have gone into the upper dimensions unauthorized. They're not supposed to be there. They're masquerading as angels, and they're really fucking devils. And then they just code themselves in. There's like portals. From what I was shown, there's like portals. Think of like if you've seen the new Fallout show, okay, or if you've played the game Fallout, there's like these pods, right? So that's like kind of where It's kind of like that almost. And okay, essentially what I was shown was it's like a circle with like a, think of like a mail chute, but a soul can go through it, and that's like where it leads to a body down here, or a vessel. I was shown what mine looks like, and like I have a very special emblem on mine. Let me see. Oh, that's a big no. Okay, yeah, we're not doing that. All right, anyway. So that's what they're doing. They're hijacking people's vessels. They're shooting themselves, their souls down into others' vessels that aren't armored, we'll say, which is very unfair that they can even do that. Shouldn't be like that. So a lot of times there's like children out here that aren't actually children. They're possessing people's children. That's what actually like it looks like how the possession actually happens. They're doing it from the upper dimensions through this like mail chute kind of looking thing. It's like a tunnel. Yeah. So that's what I was shown anyways. Okay. So what was this one? Law above self. In the upright, it would be no one stands above the rules, not even those who enforce them. Ethical authority submits itself to the same standards and demands of others. And see, it's in the reverse. You may be rationalizing exceptions for yourself while enforcing rules on others. Hypocrisy weakens moral standing. Shadow reversal. The law is selectively applied, shielding elites while disciplining the powerless. Exactly. There's like, there's just these people doing fucked up shit, and they get to do whatever they want. And there's this whole thing with them like stealing people's blessings and stealing their abundance and stuff when they're about to graduate. They like do some shit to like steal their blessings. They also sacrifice them when they're babies, and steal like all of their years of wealth that they would get. Yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot of fuckery going on. Alright. Anything else from this? Hospitality in the reverse. In the upright, the vulnerable are often are offered shelter, safety, and dignity. Power is measured by how guests and outsiders are treated. Inverted reversal. Boundaries may be unclear, either overextension that breeds resentment or closed doors born of fear. Shadow reversal. Hospitality is commodified or conditional, offered only when it benefits those in power. Yeah. So I find it funny, Iran or whatever, like, opened the gates of Hormuz today, and then now all of a sudden my kid's getting physically assaulted on the playground, and I got a bunch of little witchy bitches sneering at me. And they think like, oh, because they're watching my social media, they saw my little confessions and stuff, and like, oh, like trying to use children against me because I'm trying to like get people to fucking stand up for the children and admit what they know about the children and stuff like that. And so they think that it's okay now to come and disrespect me publicly. It's alright. You'll find out. Surviving loss. I mean, that's what I told my son. I was like, you know what? He might have been full of shit. Because my son was very adamant that he was like, I really don't think he did that on accident. And just people getting loud outside. I can't tell if they're fighting or they're like blah, 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 blah. I said, you know what, like, if that kid did do that on purpose, or whoever was possessing him or whatever it is, they're gonna get karma. So alright, I'm not really sure what any of this other stuff is about. I guess let's see here. What is this? I mean, the protecting a loved one could have to do with what happened today, avoiding certain death. Somebody's not gonna, for not protecting a loved one, they're not gonna avoid certain death. They're not gonna survive loss. Someone's beating a diagnosis or condition, though. Friendship in the reverse. If someone's not being a good friend. That's a huge thing, is a lot of these parents, they're not teaching their children how to be good friends. They're teaching them to be in competition with everybody and to berate and make fun of and bully and talk shit and get the pitchforks and machetes ready to persecute, go on the witch hunt. The news says this guy's the bad guy today, so let's go after him. Like they don't even check their facts. They don't even, and how would they even know anyway? Were they there? Did they see it happen? Probably not. And even if somebody admits to something themselves, a lot of times they could be forced to admit it or something. Although I don't believe in that. You should never feel like you're forced to do anything, because see, we have forcing a big change. Well, okay, may the force be with you and also with you. So, there's a lot with that. But what I mean is, you should never feel like, say somebody's trying to blackmail you or something like that. You should never feel chained down or binded by that. Or as if that's a good excuse for you to not speak your truth, to not stand up for those that need help. What is needed for the collective psyche of a specific city or state for healing and progress in the reverse? I'm not really sure. What is that talking about, Spirit? Uninvited guest, yeah. So, these people body jumping and stuff is not what is needed. This lack of friendship is not what is needed. These uninvited guests, the aliens, the illegal aliens, because actually, they say, it's funny they call it that, because it's actually what it is. It's negative ETs. It's negative entities that are in the upper dimensional spaces, unauthorized, fucking shit up. Father's boots in the reverse. What is a father's boots today? Gossip in the reverse. Have a great time. See, they're not in the basement, they're in the upper dimensions. These they're coming off as they're a legitimate news source, but they're full of shit. You know what I mean? They're having a great time in the upper dimensions. They're fucking wild animals, acting like wild animals, savages, attacking people. Funny, we got haunted house and dollhouse. I've never seen them come out like that together. In denial. Haunted house in reverse. Dollhouse in reverse. In denial. Criminal organization in reverse. Nightmare. Taking pictures. People have been pointing their cameras at me a lot lately. Find missing person. Gunfight. Somebody's been talking about some people being a teacher a lot. It's funny. They say, like, when you're a little kid, you know, like, you're born aware and, like, you know, like, whatever you wanted to be when you're a little kid is really what you're supposed to be. I always wanted to be a teacher. It's funny. Wheelchairs coming out in reverse. News organization. Rats. This is more for you guys. Make of this what you will. Okay. I haven't done this in a while. Let me see. Actually, hold up. Let me see. What's this beating a diagnosis or condition about? Someone who is sick or severely injured, rapidly recovering. In the reverse, so that they're recovered. They're already recovered. What's this forcing a big change about? Tragedy, riches to rags in reverse. Discovering the true source of your life's passion. Confronting the siren call of distraction and doubt and reflection. Okay. What's this becoming the sole power or authority about? Outdated cultural narrative and new stories seeking to replace it on a global scale. Something about a romantic relationship between two parties. I did a lot of readings on, like, an important relationship between two powerful people. Upcoming major election or political shift. Yeah, politician came out in my fear cards. What was it? Politician. Something about politicians and mummies. I was also told something about how, like, the mummies is actually a way for them to keep powerful souls trapped because they can't ever reconnect with the earth or the air or anything because they're just stuck there in the tombs. It's like keeping a genie trapped or something. They try to make it like, oh, it's their sacred burial rites that they want that or whatever. If you think about it, it goes against everything from nature. Like, it's against nature. It violates natural law. So I'm calling judgment on that shit, and I demand that they be fucking released. See, secrets in reverse. It's not a secret, what I'm saying. Small group of beings, 3 to 5 people. Earth's collective consciousness. Alright, what's this stimulation about, Spirit? It's a stimulation. Something about blame being put on the moon. Song, Blame the Moon. Well, we know who the moon is, right? And then, like, I'm Dr. Moon. I guess I'm supposed to help, like, make sure people aren't manipulating the moon, putting bad spells on the moon, and doing all kinds of fuck shit to the moon, because the moon is a, like, it literally like transmits the reality codes, from what I was told. But I'm seeing the moon's been reborn. Which is good. Anything else? What about anarchism, Spirit? Iceberg evaluation in the reverse. So there hasn't been a... We don't need to do an iceberg evaluation on it. It's like, I've already talked about this several times, and it's like, you know... like, it's funny how it falls under obtaining glory, whatever the cost. We don't want glory. We want victory. And it's next to self-direction. And then the recoding of the reality. And then this whole, like, key principles or morals that underpin a cultural group. Like, yeah, this is a huge problem with people not taking care of their kids properly. Granted, you know, like, I feel like I can speak on this because I've been a shitty parent. I've also been a pretty good fucking parent. But at the same time, it was like there was so much interference going on. And there's these body jumpers. There's all kinds of... They have energy weapons that can cause disruption in your fields, make you go fucking crazy. They have all kinds of shit that they use to manipulate people and fuck shit up for people. And it absolutely needs to stop. Now, as far as... And then this collective memory, they can also alter people's memories. They can manipulate... based on religion. It's funny because usually like Mexican people like love Jesus and stuff like that, Christianity, which like I'm all about Jesus, you know. So say Adonai and Elohim. I actually really prefer those names. I know the moon doesn't like those names. Or Elohim. I don't know. He's never even said anything about Adonai, but money meant for good is diverted. Accountability is coming. What do you guys say about that, Spirit? Society. Somebody's honking out there after I said that about the Elohim and Adonai thing. Like, I don't know what that means, but here, do this. That's my response, I guess. Something about blame being put on the moon again. Oh, okay, yeah, so that's like one of the reasons why I said I was told by the Most High, which the Most High sits above these upper dimensions, that these like illegal aliens are controlling the, they're going through the, you know, the mail tunnel things that I was talking about, the portals, whatever, and body jumping. The Most High sits at the top, okay? And that's a whole other thing, all right? But I just want to make that clear. But anyway, so I was guided by the Most High to tell everyone that they need to stop doing spell work on new moons and full moons, or just period. Stop fucking with the moon, okay? Because you're not gonna avoid certain death if you don't stop. And it's funny because the night of the new moon, or it was like about to be midnight, which the new moon was what was on Friday? So it was Thursday night, about to be midnight. All of a sudden, because the new moon was Friday morning, all of a sudden there was just like an insane thunderstorm. I don't know if there was lightning. I didn't actually look outside, but I love thunder and lightning. It's my favorite. This was wild. This was like a message, like a real fucking message from Aranos. So I can't even begin to imagine what happened to anybody who did something like that. Something about, yeah, okay. Now, yeah, I don't know. So that's really all I gotta say about that. Something about stealing money from the church. The real church. This isn't about 2 people. I already said it's about 3 to 5 people. Alright, and that's all there is about that, okay? And I just feel like pulling from this. You know what, let me pause this and clear. Archangel Michael, please not code Mr. Brown on whatever's going on in my house. Please and thank you if you can. Thank you so much. So I have to go. I don't feel like it's anything, but I just hear kind of like a little ruckus going on. I should probably go check. But then a lot of times that could be like a trap of sorts, because somebody wants you to leave the room so they could do something to your altar or whatever. Alright, we got the forgiven debt in reverse. I'm just gonna do this. So there's a debt that's not being forgiven. I believe it has to do with this friendship in reverse type of stuff that we're talking about. The Most High is not forgiving it. People keep talking about you need to forgive, not for others but for yourself. No, you don't need to forgive. You abso-fucking-lutely do not need to forgive anybody. You need to be okay with yourself. That's it. You don't need to forgive anybody for anything. You don't need to hold animosity towards them and hatred and scorn. Absolutely not. You can be angry with them for a couple days or even a moment or whatever. Like, that's fine. But, being a grudge holder and all that, yeah, no, you don't do that. You don't need to forgive anybody, though, because that gives them the leeway to go and do it again. That's like those Hail Marys or whatever. Like, oh, I stole my neighbor's wife, so, okay, do 5 Hail Marys and you're all good. No, you're not. You're not fucking good. It takes a lot more than that. And, oh, so that person that you stole their fucking significant other from, they're supposed to forgive you? No, absolutely not. You don't deserve their forgiveness. Not for a second. Not now, not ever. You never will deserve their forgiveness. That's true redemption right there, and that's true accountability. Knowing that if you did something egregiously fucked up, you do not deserve forgiveness. It doesn't mean you can't ever become a good person, or like, you know, that you're gonna be scorned and fucking what's the word? Cast out forever. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying at all. But that person or those people, whatever, like, they have no right to, nobody has any right to say that you need to forgive anybody, okay? That's what I'm saying. I get that it's rough and stuff like that, you know, to be like, truly feel horrible or whatever. But that means that you haven't forgiven yourself because you haven't done the work to make up for whatever you did. Make up for it. Do whatever you can to make up for it. Private investigator, upright. Somebody's investigating. The masterpiece in reverse. They're investigating this masterpiece that's been put in this reversed perception. There's this whole thing going on with people dressing themselves in divine beings' energy, stealing their blessings, stealing their accolades through trickery and dream time or whatever. And then dressing themselves up in their energy, going in the upper dimensions, and doing all kinds of fuck shit. So, this could also, let's see. What is this masterpiece in reverse about? Spirit? A specific galaxy's collective consciousness. Yeah, it's just like you know, there's so many people in this reality that like have oh, let's see, which galaxy are we talking about? The Arctic Ocean. So we're talking about the Milky Way galaxy, but specifically the Arctic Ocean, there's something there. Santa's workshop again. Talking about Santa's workshop, I don't know. The blind eye. What about the blind eye? Yeah, they're turning a blind eye to this masterpiece in reverse because they're seeing it as not a masterpiece. That's what I'm getting, but we'll see. Fears in reverse. Somebody's giving in to their fears. They're not afraid. I need one more. They're turning a blind eye because they're not afraid of this masterpiece that's in reverse, but they should be. About a large-sized group of people, 10 to 45. One more. Conflict resolution in the reverse. Yep. Their conflict resolution skills are horrible. They are bullies. They don't give a fuck. They think they're better than everybody. They see something that's perceived. They're seeing something that is being presented in a way where it's a bad thing because there's like, you know, this cloaking of shite energy put over it on purpose. And they can't see through it. They can't see through the crack in the wall. They can't see through what's actually there. I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Oh, also, so being as how they opened the Strait of Hormuz and all this fuck shit happened today. Also, this morning I woke up and I was like crying. I was just like insanely upset. So I don't know what happened in the dream time because I don't even remember. Should I say, let me see. Should I say about that? We got 1 yes and 2 maybe yeses. Who's saying yes? Person with bad breath. Ugh. Head checker. Okay. Yeah, no. I'm not going to say it because it's going to make people be retarded more. Alright. Maybe I should say it, I guess. I think it had something to do with the moon. So maybe somebody was fucking with the moon again. I don't know. I feel like the moon's okay, but I'm not really sure. The trickster in reverse, the unbound. We're going to read the meanings of all this as well. The unbound in reverse. I don't remember what that means. Well, you know what? I'll just look it up. So black, blue, dark joker, ain, nothingness, the static on the wire. In reverse, the abyssal void, oblivion, nihilism, erasure, the unknowable no. The void that precedes creation, the fool who fell and became something stranger. In the reverse, the chaos is no longer a loophole. Just release something, spiritual burp. It is a vacuum. The investigation hits a point of nothingness where the detective loses their own identity. It is the cosmic no, where the trail doesn't just go cold, it vanishes from existence. I was looking for something and I couldn't find it. I didn't even know what it was. I was just a blank space in a dark room. Turning this blind eye. So these people that are turning a blind eye to this cloaking of divine energy, to this, masquerade, devils masquerading as angels, bullshit. They don't want to have conflict resolution. They're not afraid of the Most High. They think that they can just do whatever the fuck they want. They're going to become nothing. They're going to get sucked into the void and become nothing, is what I'm getting here. I don't know. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Probably won't. Okay. Blindfold. Yeah. There we go again. Blindfolded. Blindfolded to the truth. Every time I do that, like the fast shuffle, like nothing ever comes out. Every time. So I just do this. I just do that. Okay. Pandora's box. Blindfolded to Pandora's box. Yep. That's the chaos. Pandora's Box. I actually don't know that much about Pandora's Box. I need to research that, but I don't have anything to look up stuff right now. But yeah, definitely look into that if you're interested in this, because something's going on there. Holy Grail. The crime scene sketch. Alright, let's see what these gotta say from the papers. Alright, 4 of Diamonds. The forgiven debt. Tangible mercy, manifestation through trade, inheritance, or survival security. In the reverse, it is debt, exploitation, hardship, and destitution. A hand slamming down on a desk, demanding payment that doesn't exist. The inheritance is a legacy of debt and misery. So it's like the people trying to steal these gifts, they don't understand that they're not actually in the Most High's, what is it called? Headquarters? They're not in the headquarters. They think they are, but they're not. That it's a trick. So they think by body jumping, by stealing destinies, by doing all this shit that they're getting these inheritances, that they're doing all this stuff. They're really not. The only thing more expensive than a crime is the cost of staying alive after you've committed one. Yeah. Okay, next, private investigator. That's just a significator card. Okay. So we have a private investigator looking into this. Then we have 8 of Spades in reverse. The masterpiece, planning and responding to the ideal version of oneself, the imagination of splendor. In the reverse, distortion, mockery, poor taste, misrepresentation. A distorted sketch or a graffiti-covered billboard. The quote-unquote vision of beauty has been mocked or misinterpreted, leading to a defensive, ugly response. There is nothing more deceptive than an obvious fact, especially one that's been painted over. Exactly. Turning the blind eye to that fucking bullshit. Alright, let's see. Four clubs. I gotta make this into a real deck. I really like this deck. I just don't have the brain capacity to do that right now. But I will eventually, hopefully, be able to do that. Okay, so the blind eye in the upright. Clemency, moral choice, forgiveness, and restraint. A beat-up detective watches a thief steal bread for a child through a rain-streaked window. The detective slowly lowers their badge and turns away, letting the shadows swallow the crime. Justice is a nice word, but sometimes it's just a way to keep from looking at the truth. So, okay. A beat-up detective watches a thief steal bread for a child through a rain-streaked window. So it's saying, like, the private investigator knows what's going on with this masterpiece being, looked at as this, like, monster or whatever, and they're, you know, turning the other way because they know, like, that people are trying to, like, scapegoat them and, like, make them into this, like, criminal horror show. Okay. And then I also feel like this, you know, my interpretation of what I was saying before is correct with, you know, society, turning a blind eye to this truth. And then You know, so we have fears in reverse, conflict resolution in reverse. You know, I actually want to pull from the conflict resolution. We haven't done that in a while. It just doesn't really come out. We have 2 decks for conflict resolutions. We'll do both. How lack of resources or stamina impede progress versus having resources and stamina improving progress. Exactly. By restricting resources and draining people's energy, you're impeding progress not only for that person, but also society as a whole and the world as a whole. You're blocking energetic flow by draining resources, letting people that should not have the resources because they're negative ETs that shouldn't even be here. They were not invited. They're uninvited guests. They shouldn't be allowed through the Stargate. And when you know, it's just obvious, like, when someone has what they need, how they thrive. When they don't have what they need, they have to fight to survive. And it gets ugly really fast. And then people sit there and laugh at them and point the finger and say, oh, they deserve it. No. Nobody deserves to have nothing. Granted, like I said, there's some beings that shouldn't even be here. They need to go back to where they're supposed to go. Like, they're not supposed to be in this galaxy or whatever. Like, you need to go back to where you're supposed to go. Go play your little game somewhere else. Stop trying to come here and play and force us to play your stupid game. We don't want to play your stupid game. Go play your own fucking game somewhere else, bitch. Mediation, yeah. This is my mediation right now. This litigation in the reverse. So instead of suing or whatever, the mediation's being called forward. Let's see what the Justice card's got to say about that. Some interference energy. You're being kept behind the scenes to protect someone else in the reverse. You are not being kept behind the scenes to protect someone else. Well, that's good news, I guess. Do one more. And again, with the interference energy. Oh, oops. That was a good one. That was good. Survivor's statement. Speaking truth. Your voice is your voice is evidence. Your voice's evidence changes outcome. I don't know what that says. Your voice. Oh my god. Oh, your voice and evidence changes outcome. Survivor's statement. Speaking truth. Your voice and evidence changes outcome. Good. That's awesome. Alright. I think we're done with this reading. Oh, I didn't finish. Sorry. I didn't finish this part. Okay, we'll do that. So, these are items and significators or whatever. You just gotta do crime scene sketch. So 2 Oh, and somebody wants me to talk about Dr. Death right now because I had just posted something about, I revealed like who Dr. Death is, because I mean it's pretty obvious from what. Oh, and also they want me to talk about the Mother Mary thing. Okay, so with the Dr. Death thing, so like apparently I'm Dr. Moon, right? And we figured out who the moon is. Figured out who Dr. Death is. So who's Death? I know who Death is. At least I think I know who Death is. I'm pretty sure I know who Death is. But y'all can figure that out for yourselves, okay? Death is behind this door right here. I'll say that. So, and then with the Mother Mary thing, I just found that kind of disturbing. I don't know if it's like almost like a joke or something, because it looks like, you know, Olivia, and then, you know, Olivia's like DLP's wife or whatever, from what I was shown and told or whatever. So essentially, and then, you know, everyone's trying to tell me that I'm like the female Jesus. And I was told by the Most High that my name's Adonai. Okay. So, you know, it's basically saying that like that's my mom. That my mom came and embodied that person. And then, yeah. Okay. So that's pretty disturbing. So that's what, you know, the tuning fork reader keeps talking about incest and like weird shit like that. Yeah. I think that's where that's coming from. The crime scene sketch, translating the imagination into a plan of response, upright, conceptualization, translation, architect, and visionary. A hand drawing a chalk outline, but the outline starts to rise, quote unquote, rise off the floor as a 3D translucent structure. The detective is literally, quote unquote, receiving the vision of what happened. One must see the crime before the criminal. One must imagine the impossible to find the possible. I love that. That's really good. It's good shit right there. Alright, oh wait, did I do... Accepting cannot change situation, yeah. So whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. People need to release the control or whatever. Like, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen at this point. And do all your fucking black magic spells, or malefic magic, I prefer. Baneful magic. I don't like black or white. I feel like it's just playing off of racist bullshit a little too much. People are so fucking racist. And it just really pisses me off. Okay? So, also, like, that goes down to, like, yin and yang. Like, they're not supposed to be good or bad. It's supposed to be feminine and masculine. So, there's not supposed to be about it being good or bad. So, it doesn't make sense to call it black magic. It's baneful magic or malefic magic versus benefic magic, or... I don't know what another word could be for that. I don't know. Leave a comment down below if you feel like it. I might not read it. I honestly don't even really look at my stuff. Anytime I do, it's usually weird or somebody... I never really get comments anyway, but... it's either somebody trying to bully me or manipulate me or just be weird and confuse me. I don't know. So... But it is what it is. Okay, let's do the superpowers now. So pick a number between 1 and 5. Pause the video if you need a moment to decide, and I'll see you at your reveal. So for those of you that chose number 1, you got 42. Okay, 42. Your name is Dreamweaver. Your colors are pastel, blue, lavender, and white. You got 5 powers. Your first one is seed song manifestation. Singing or chanting causes seeds to sprout instantly into mature, healthy plants. That is so cool. Okay, your second power is mycelial whisper. Communicates with fungal networks to detoxify soil and redistribute nutrients. Your third power is wrong thing. Hydrokinesis, so water shaping. Your fourth power is toxin transmutation. Converts pollutants, chemical, energetic, and emotional into harmless or beneficial substances. Oh, and also I just was called to bring up something. If you're smoking and doing stuff around your animals, that's really fucked up and you need to stop doing that, okay? That's considered abuse. Unless, of course, you know, the animal has free access to the outside, can choose to go outside or whatever, like, at any given moment. But, like, you know, I just want to say that. I'm not trying to, like, you know, be controlling or anything, but that's fucked up to do to an animal. A child or an animal. You should be vaping or smoking in the same room as them. If you are doing that inside, it needs to be, there needs to be ventilation. You need to be making sure it's getting out of the area. You probably shouldn't be doing that shit anyway. It's not good for you. Once in a while is fine. Like tobacco is, shamans use it to clear out bad energy and stuff, like pure tobacco. And if you're trying to quit, you know, you can use Black and Milds, which is what I did, because it basically forces you to quit because it's fucking nasty, first of all, and it will literally like fuck your shit up so bad that you cannot breathe. So I don't think you want to get to that point. I wouldn't push it that far because, you know, I did, and like I'm still dealing with the damage from it, and it's really not fun. It's actually really scary, like, to not be able to breathe. Okay? All right, and then what's the next one? 37. Hold on. I have, like, no oil on my fingers again. 37. Where is it? Missing a page here? See. I gotta pause this. Alright, I can't find it, so we're just gonna do from our other list that we have. That's a newer one. And you got perception splitting, seeing multiple perspectives at once. Ooh, that's really cool. Alright. I'm gonna do some more from this list. I'm gonna start using this list as well. I'm kind of bored of these other ones. That goes there. Okay. All right. Congratulations, number 1. All right. Number 2. You got 14. Your name is the Velvet Phantom. Your colors are wine red, black, and silver. You got 0 powers. So we're going to see what your vocation is. So essentially what that means is like, you know, you're watching this and you're not meant to be part of the power crew or whatever for whatever reason, but you might be important to the team in some way. So we will find out. What is your vocation? A cook/chef. That's that's actually really important though. If you're, you know, cooking food for superpowered beings who, you know, need to not be getting cursed and hexed and all this other shit and poisoned, right? That's actually extremely important. So, congratulations on that, because that's actually an honor. Alright, next, what do we got? 16. You got the pale cipher parchment. Your colors are parchment colored, black, and muted violet. That's interesting. Alright, and you have 12 powers. Jeez. Okay. Let's see here. Your first one is number 8. We're going to do from our new list. Nebula cloaking. Shroud yourself in colorful cosmic mist. Okay. That's interesting. Your next one is 12, which is Noah Vision. See moral truths as colors. Okay. Your third one is, we're going to do from the environmental, corruption extraction. Pulls spiritual pollution from land affected by violence, neglect, or exploitation. Your next one is starlight refraction. Bend starlight into illusions or weapons. Next one is 37. Perception splitting. See multiple perspectives at once. Then you got 3. Soil rebirth touch. Restores dead or contaminated soil to fertile living earth. Then you got 93, which is pheromone influence, influencing people's pheromones. That's one I haven't heard before. Okay, your next one is, oh, we didn't do this one correctly, so we did roll 11. So forest heartbeat. Syncs with the forest and accelerates its regrowth after fire, logging, or disease. Then you got, okay. 6? Is that a 6? 68. Soul sight, seeing someone's essence. That's another original one that nobody else has so far. Okay, and then you got, sorry I'm like taking so long because this is a little confusing the way I wrote it. Alright, and then you got radiation neutralization, absorbs or stabilizes radioactive contamination without harming the wielder. Then you got solar purification, burn away corruption or toxins. You got fauna revival, revives weakened or endangered animals and restores their vitality. You got 62, which is demon negotiation. That's a cool one. Then you got cosmic pulse emission, emits shockwaves of astral energy. You got aqua purity pulse as well, sends a wave through any body of water that instantly clears microplastics, heavy metals, and pathogens. And then you got Did we? I feel like we already did. Yeah, I already did that one. I have to. Wait. No, we didn't do that. Okay. Seed song manifestation. Singing or chanting causes seeds to sprout instantly into mature, healthy plants. So that's cool. Yeah, we definitely need more people with that so that there can be less food scarcity. Okay, congratulations, number 3. That's your big reveal. Okay, number 4, you are 22. Floral. Oh, okay, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Oops. Your name is Frost Bloom, and your colors are icy blue, lavender, and white. And you have 3 powers, and they are let me see. Oh God, my voice. Somebody want me to say that. Blood memory, ancestral recall through lineage. $49. Dream walking. And 85. Energy redirection. You know, there was another one on here, written on here, so I might as well, I'll just give it to you. Air Clarion Field creates a radius of perfectly clean air, dissolving smog, smoke, and airborne toxins. That's a good one. Okay. All right, congratulations, number 4. Okay, number 5. You're number 31. Metamorphic voice. Mimic any sound. Oh, oops. I'm reading the wrong thing, sorry. I was thinking about something else while I was I do that a lot. Alright. Okay, your name is Morphic Muse, and your colors are black, opal, and violet. You have 9 powers. First one is 3. You have Soil Rebirth Touch. Restores dead or contaminated soil to fertile living earth. Your next one is Blood Memory, Ancestral Recall through Lineage. Your next one is Radiation Neutralization. Absorbs or stabilizes radioactive contamination without harming the wielder. Your next one is Cosmic Pulse Emission. Emit shockwaves of astral energy. Then you got Biome Reweaving. Reconstructs damaged ecosystems by restoring native species and rebalancing food webs. We have a mystery one, which we'll just do right now. So 19. Atmospheric Sculpting. Shape air pressure into forms. Then you have Toxin Transmutation. Converts pollutants, chemical, energetic, emotional into harmless or beneficial substances. You have Light Manipulation. And Angelic Invocation. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, yeah, that's it. All right, congratulations, group number 5. That was your big reveal. All right, we're gonna do your fortune cookies, fortunes. So pick a number between 1 and 5. So number 1, this is your fortune. Smile to others. Honesty and friendship bring you fortune. Number 2. Let hatred turn into friendship because of your existence. That's a good message considering all the friendship in reverse stuff that came out. Number 3, you'll discover how blessed you are. Number 4, 2 things to aim for in life: to get what you want and to enjoy it. Number 5, your perceptions are sharpened through careful observation. Very good advice. Alright, and we're going to just end this with, I feel like, doing a ding, and then that's it. Woo! Okay, that's a weak sauce one. There we go. You know what? I'm going to roll the Astro Day. Somebody's asking me to do that. So, we got, what is that? Capricorn in the 4th house. South node? Is that South node? I don't know why I always get it confused. They had South node. Capricorn, South node in the 4th house. Google it. Okay? Yeah, I really don't know what that means. So, something about family, working. Like, you've already mastered that. You need to focus on, what's the opposite of Capricorn? What's the opposite of Capricorn? My brain. Capricorn is 10th house. Opposite of 10th house. I don't know. I can't remember. I think is it Cancer? Is it the moon? Or not the moon, but Cancer? I don't freaking know. You guys can figure that one out. Alright, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like, share, subscribe, follow, all the things. I greatly appreciate it. And, I will catch you in the next one. Bye! That was a peace sign. Okay, there you go. Now I can see it. It's my boo-boo finger. Okay, bye guys.